Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you. We're chilling out on our lunchtime today, drinking some Arizona watermelon, I guess, tea or something. I don't know. It tastes pretty damn good. I wanted to start getting into talking about the TLC pay-per-view coming up. Honestly, I've seen a projected card, which is on the table as of right now, where it has almost everybody booked, excluding John Cena and Dolph Ziggler. I don't know if they're building up to somebody, maybe those two guys taking on each other, and I don't really know how you get them to the point of basically where they get each other, but who knows? Maybe the card they have up online maybe isn't even going to be the card once the pay-per-view rolls around. Vince and everybody likes to make some changes to the writing and what goes on air, so maybe on Monday we'll get a better description of what's going down. Of course, we have the return of the Raw Anonymous General Manager. The computer will be down there at ringside for Cyber Monday. Hope everybody out there had a good Black Friday and picked up all the deals that they needed to do. I was selling turkeys and selling steaks. I had a pretty good Black Friday myself. I did another WWE shop order. I did an order through Target. I made an order with Pro Wrestling Tees, or if you're watching this on Sunday, no, wait a minute, you're watching this on Saturday. Today's Saturday. I think today is the last day for orders to save 20%. Make sure you go over there and check that out. I went and I got a Cliff Compton shirt where you got a free DVD with it. So basically for the price of the shirt was the same price of buying the DVD over on High Spots that I wanted to buy anyway. So hey, I'll give me a free shirt out of the deal. But good times. The first, when you go to WWE.com, they do have two matches listed. One of them is the TLC match, which is going to be Bray Wyatt going up against Dean Ambrose. While they also have the chairs match between Kane and Ryback, which was named by GM Daniel Bryan on SmackDown. That good old chairs match. We'll have to talk about that one later. I don't know how I can get hyped up about it. But honestly, I mean, I was one of those guys that for Survivor Series, I really said that the undercard really sucked. Nothing really was buying me in. And I don't really understand, because I've seen a few people make videos about this, because actually this match was announced before Survivor Series even ended. They put the little card up there on the screen, basically saying there was going to be a TLC match, Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose. Somehow the Authority was able to get this match signed, even though they had the big main event rolling on. They were somehow able to draw up this as a rejected card. Of course, everybody knows the match fell apart when Bray Wyatt brought a chair into the ring. And then basically he went to hit Ambrose, but Ambrose ended up getting the chair, and Ambrose hit Wyatt, which caused a disqualification where Bray Wyatt got the win. The fact that he hasn't really been bragging about all that much, but he asked for Ambrose to hit him in the head with an unprotected chair shot, which Ambrose didn't do. Waited until he started to get up, and then he just sort of hit him in the gut with the chair, and then dragged in a whole bunch more cherries and sort of did the Terry Funk spot where they covered him up while dragging in two tables while putting him through one, and then for some reason grabbing a ladder and climbing to the top, only to hit your own signature pose instead of jumping up and putting Bray through another table. You can see the writing on the wall that this is going to be a TLC match. But honestly, I see people getting excited. Like, this is going to be a great match, when last month these guys had a match for the Survivor Series, which was sort of like the main event of the mid-card. And everybody like me was bored of these two guys. Like, they got in a few little brawls, but for the most part, because of the UK tour and not being a part of the television crew and main eventing the house shows, we got a lot of segments of these guys pre-taped. Bray Wyatt sort of telling Dean Ambrose that he was going to heal him, and then Dean Ambrose sort of going on about basically Bray Wyatt exposing who his mother and his father was, and telling about those problems of growing up. And, him saying that this basically was one of the biggest matches of his life. And then when it came down to it, we just got a disqualification finish with the guy piling a whole bunch of chairs on top of another guy. I think that when these guys get in the ring, I think that Triple H is going to get in their ear, basically tell them that, they're new to the roster and they need to separate themselves from the pack. They don't want to be in the mid-card all of their lives. Bray Wyatt is a guy that, since he's been called up, a whole bunch of people had that staple on him as being a main event guy. And then Dean Ambrose, in the last month, Basically, you know, when he did the comeback and he took out Seth Rollins, you know, he basically showing up in a taxi cab, and then the next night he left because he didn't want to tag with Cena, and ended up coming back from Coney Island, having a hot dog cart and squirting everybody down with ketchup and mustard, and everybody was, you know, calling him the next Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then this guy was a megastar that was going to take on the world. And then when it came down to it, you know, a month later, and he's in a match against Bray Wyatt that nobody cares about, all of a sudden now they're calling, you know, the next guy, Ryback, the next big thing, that he's going to be the next main eventer. It was sort of like everybody in the wrestling world went cold on this guy so fast. And I know even when he was a part of the Shield and he was coming up, Dean Ambrose is the guy that's got a lot of fans. A lot of people are on him saying that he's going to be the next big deal. But honestly, you can see that a lot of people sold their stock in Dean Ambrose over the last month. So I'm looking forward to these guys really going out there and really setting themselves above the bar. I don't know what you can do in a TLC match that we've never seen before. But I think that Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, apart from their character, I think that both of these guys are crazy dudes that are going to take any bump they have to take in order to get over. You can sort of see that they've sort of separated Bray Wyatt from the Wyatt clan. You got Luke Harper running around with the Intercontinental title. You've got the other guy running around in his little jumpsuit. People are saying he's got a match against Big Show on the pay-per-view, so we're going to have to see where they go from there. They were better as a unit, as a part. They're just three random dudes running around. It seemed like Bray is more feared when he's by himself, but he always looked pretty cool when he was with an army, because when he's by himself, you know, you sort of wonder what this guy's going to do in order to, you know, make things happen. And then, you know, when he has the guys, you just know that Harper and Rowan are coming out of the back, and they're going to beat the guy up, sort of like what everybody was thinking, you know, was going to happen at WrestleMania 30 with John Cena. But TLC, this is the match that's going to go down. It's the first match that got announced. And what do you guys think these guys are going to do? Do you think they're going to separate themselves from the pack? I don't think there's a spot for these guys to, you know, enter into the main event for like a WrestleMania match, but you never know what can happen. One of these guys catch fire and get there. You can tell that they're two guys that are hot under the thumb of Triple H, making sure that they get the right push and they're in the right segment. There's not many of those guys, but you know, this is one of those guys that Triple H thinks is their future. So we're gonna have to see where we go from there, and it's gonna be a good one. Peace out, everybody.